and then we'll be starting with the live stream portion of the event. Hope everyone's enjoying lunch.
Okay. See here.
Maybe we
I can draw a line for myself too. Hi, everyone. Ooh, step back. So, a big thank you to the school orchestra's Iron Strings Quartet from the Faculty of Applied Science and Engineering. We had Natalie Kwong on violin, Derek Ma on violin, Jenny Moore on viola, and John Takasaki on cello. Yes. My name is David Kim, and I use he, him pronouns. I'm an Asian male with short, dark hair. I am wearing a light-colored shirt and a dark gray blazer. I currently serve as warden at Hart House, and I will be one of the event's co-hosts today. Today's event holds a lot of meaning for me as an individual. We were just having a really nice conversation here, and just so sharing some of our experience, perspectives, hopes. And so as an individual that has experienced loss due to violence, and as a person that comes from a family of 6 children that includes 4 sisters, and now as a father to 2 daughters, it holds a lot of significance. And as former chair of the Positive Space Committee on the St. George campus, I often consider the importance that allyship plays in these conversations.
Hi everyone, my name is Shanna Alexander and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a white female with long blonde hair and I'm wearing a black shirt and a black blazer, some silver earrings, and my engineering ring. I'm a 4th-year PhD candidate in the Department of Biomedical Engineering, and I'm also the president of the Graduate Society of Women Engineers, a student club at the University of Toronto. Today's event holds deep significance to me as a woman fortunate enough to have completed my undergraduate degree in engineering. I'm grateful for Hart House and Marisa Sterling for selecting me to MC this year's event. It is truly my honor to pay tribute to those we've lost.
Thank you, Shanna. We are grateful that you are all here. Thank you for joining us today at Hart House and virtually via live stream to mark the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women.
Please note this event is closed captioned. For those joining us via live stream, you can turn on closed captions by clicking the CC button on the bottom right of your video player. For those in person, you can use the QR code displayed on the slide and on the agenda at your table if you're having trouble reading the closed captions provided on the screens. As we come together for today's event, we also kindly ask you to not take photos of videos of the event or any of its participants, including speakers, without their direct consent. Today's event has been co-organized with the Sexual Violence Prevention and Support Center, Hart House, and the Faculty of Applied Science and Engineering. In addition to staff from all 3 of those teams, we're also grateful for the support from our colleagues who are volunteering their time today helping with registration, guiding our discussions as facilitators, and more. We'd like to specifically thank Jenny Blackbird and student firekeepers Grace David and Gabby Snake and Bailey Bornick, who will be tending to the fire taking place at Zeebing just outside Hart House front doors in Hart House Circle from 1 to 2:30 p.m. For those who need a moment of reprieve, we encourage you to visit Zeebing at any time during the memorial, and we'll also be stopping at it for a part of our memorial walk. Let's hear it for all the folks who've made today's event possible.
Firstly, we wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. I want to take a moment to reflect and acknowledge the ongoing and violent impacts of settler colonialism contributing to gender-based violence and affecting Indigenous women, girls, Two-Spirit, and gender-diverse people specifically. Today, advocacy and dialogue around missing and murdered Indigenous women and Two-Spirit girls remains essential in seeking justice for those impacted and their families, and especially as we continue to witness disproportionate rates of violence and injustice taking place. We all have a responsibility to actualize justice for the thousands of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, two-spirited, trans, and non-binary folks from across Turtle Island. We encourage everyone here today to actively assert your solidarity through action moving forward from this event. By showing up at the February 14th Strawberry Ceremony taking place in Toronto, participating in and learning about Red Dress Day on May 5th, educating yourself and your loved ones by reading and sharing Reclaiming Power and Place, the final report of the National Inquiry, and listening to and supporting families directly in seeking justice. Resources and further reading on these actions can be found on your self-guided walking brochure, and additionally via the QR code, which can be found at your table. Now please take a moment to reflect.
Thank you, David. It's been 35 years since the murder of 14 women at École Polytechnique de Montreal. As we mourn their loss and remember their lives, we recognize that the misogyny and hatred that led to the women's murders still exist today. In Canada, the United States, and around the world, women, girls, and 2S LGBTQ folk face unacceptable violence and discrimination. The National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women is about remembering those who've experienced gender-based violence and reaffirming our commitment to taking action. We recognize that the topics we're discussing today are complex, important, and sometimes very painful. With that in mind, we'd like to remind everyone, if you're feeling activated or overwhelmed during today's event, the university has support services available through